The Hellish Chevalier, created by the Discord user known as Soki. This is a 3-impact origin. You are a fallen and sinful knight. You came back to this mortal realm as a lost soul, and decided to possess a nearby knight to restore your past status. You took on his regular human form and transferred some of your abilities as a lost soul that are now even further refined in flesh. So your first ability is Amplified Knight's Lunge. You can propel yourself forwards using the heat emitted onto your body. When concentrated into a small area, it allows you to launch in any direction. This has a cooldown of 5 seconds, applies a small amount of velocity in the direction that you face. This is, of course, your primary ability. So go into survival mode here. We'll ignore the other changes to your hotbar because that's a later thing. We'll acknowledge it later, okay? Cool beans. So we come over here, we press the G button, and boom! Oh! That was a lot! That was a lot faster than I expected. Okay, we go to third person. Oh, we got some lovely effects. Voing. What if we don't do anything? It slightly propels us forward. So if we're sprinting, that's spoilers. Go back here a little bit, go back to survival, and then we sprint, bonk. Okay, so the amount of momentum you carry with this jump depends on how you enter it. If you jump into it, you get a massive amount of momentum for it. If you're simply sprinting into it, you'll just get a little bit of momentum. Actually, that's a lot because of how I looked at it. If you just sprint normally and then jump, you get a little bit of momentum. If you're not moving and then use it, you'll get a little... Oh no, it's not about the amount of momentum you bring into it. I'm an idiot. It's about how you look. You look straight on. You get a small burst in that straight direction. If you look up, you'll get a nice fling into the air, which will have a lot more momentum with it. See? Fling. And if you jump into it, you get a massive amount of momentum. Did I see? I perfectly landed the little bit of water there. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Oh god. So you jump into it, you get a huge amount of momentum. Again, this depends how you do it. If you look, I pressed it first. Seems we got hydrophobia. It does seem that way. If we jump by looking down, it will, like, basically the amount of momentum you get out of this ability will depend on where you're facing. And as well as if you jump into it or not, because you get more additional momentum because funky. Boing. Hard. So yeah, you can get some pretty good jumps out of this. Like what? What? I'm going to do something ballsy. Is this a bad idea? After seeing how this origin works. Yes, it is. Just casually jumps over. No problem, no problem. Flame aura. Your body temperature is so hot, you literally incinerate impurities in the air around you, creating a blue flame particle effect. I love the description of that. That's hilarious. You create blue flames. Whoa. I am just going to assume that is trying to reference towards the fact that you've got 5 additional hearts on top of your normal amount of hearts. Possession perks. Your human form gives you all the regular abilities a human would. However, you are granted some extra strength as you increase the power of the mortal you possess. Your experience in this kind of human, as they are a knight, as you once were, mean that they are incredibly proficient in your skills as a warrior. You also receive fire immunity and a regen bonus whenever you're on fire. Basically, permanent strength 1 and regeneration 1 when on fire. That's, wowzers. See, permanent strength 1, pretty sure we all know how strength works. There's not much more to explain there. But if we get ourselves a lava bucket and we just say, where's a little pocket I can pop this without burning the entire place alive? Let's just pop right here. Boom. We walk into it. We don't get set on fire by lava. What? That's interesting. What if we get a flint and steel? No regen. Oh, I think of what's happened here. I'm going to assume that with the fire resistance, they fully disabled fire from affecting you. But because you can no longer, because that's kind of annoying for the resource to be on screen even though it doesn't affect you anymore. But in turn of that, you also don't get the regen effects because fire don't get on you. Maybe a fire aspect sword or a flame bow will probably do it, but cindering armor. You can only wear fireproof armor. For example, Neverite. Don't worry, your natural HP boost will help you during the early game, but beware of the dangers of the overworld. So, unlike most other origins, which restricts you from the high-end armor, this origin says no to the face in the face of all of those type of abilities, and just says, you know armor? You don't get any armor until you reach Neverite. You see? What? We get one lever, then a chainmail, then some iron leggings, maybe some diamond boots. You see all these? We can put them on. I love that. That's hilarious. Pop it on. And it pops off. Pop it on. And it pops off. Oh, that's hilarious. That's brilliant. I love that. I love that. I love that way of doing it. I'm so glad. So instead of just not letting you put it on, you can put it on. It'll just fly right off of you the moment you start moving. That is brilliant. And then of course we put Neverite on. It stays on. The Neverite's the only armor we can actually wear, which is... I love that. That's hilarious. I love that ability. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Blade proficiency. Axes are not your style. You have no idea how to use them and deal negative 2.5 times damage with them. Wow. Swords, however, are within your area of expertise. But how? That just means you do no damage with an axe. Actually, I'm just going to get a sword just so I can do some initial damage on him too, because I have a funny feeling of some... I want to test something. So, get out a husk. You don't do any damage. You hit him with a sword. Okay, no, it doesn't do healing, but... Yeah, you just straight up don't do damage with an axe. Your damage is non-existent with an axe. Don't even try. But with a sword, you do a lot of damage. Hold on. Let's go an iron sword so we see more. So with an iron sword, 8 damage, 9 damage, dead. That's like really good. I think that's equivalent to what a diamond or a Neverite sword is usually with that amount of damage. What about if we get a stone sword? 7, 8, dead. Wooden sword? 6, 7, dead. Wow. This will make it so that it's probably going to be worthwhile making a stone and wooden sword early, because it literally gives you the ability to do a pretty decent amount of damage. It's not like literally nothing as it would be for normal Minecraft. Devilish mobility. You do not take fall damage. I mean, we watched that before when I was flinging myself like a madman in the air. We're taking no fall damage. It's not a problem you're ever going to worry about. Like what? Oh yeah? We got this height? Yeah, bonk. No damage. We're fine. No problem. Nothing wrong there. Everything's hunky-dory. Arrow weakness. Arrows are easily able to pierce your fleshy, limp, mortal body. They deal substantial damage and leave you extremely weak. You take 2.5 times projectile damage. That's a lot of damage. Get him out. Whoop. Go to survival. Let him... Wow. Wowzers. Whoa. Yo, that's rude, my friend. Wow, wowie, wowie. You can just... Even with your 5 extra hearts, a skeleton can pretty much two-shot you. I'm at half a heart from 2 shots from the skelly boy. Hey, buddy. Droplet weakness. During rainfall, you cannot regenerate as your body is still affected by the small amount of water dripping down on your scorching body. Oh, okay. So you have hydrophobia to normal water, but when it's rain, you just have no natural regen. Your regen's just gone. You can't regenerate health when it's raining. That's actually pretty neat, to be honest. It still has the normal hydrophobia for normal water, But you can't. But when it comes to rain, it won't just kill you. You just can't regen in it, which is pretty dangerous to say the least, because you can't regen when you're in the rain, which could prove to be very problematic. So yeah, be aware of that one. Soul Beam. Produce a beam of soul fire and lost souls you slaughtered during your time spent dead. Well, even more dead than you were now. Than you are now. That was. Cooldown. Long cooldown. Explodes on impact. Does 5 damage. 2.5 hearts. If you miss, it will deal damage to the caster, which acts as a consequence for overusage. Whoa. So what? I must have hit something. But yeah, if we miss, we take some damage. Okay, so it's using the sprites of the Warden's ability, which is... Oh god. It's a skeleton over there, we don't want that. And... wonk. That doesn't deal an amazing amount of damage. That's right, it did say it only didn't do much damage. So it's an interesting ability. It's not that long of a cooldown for the damage. I don't know if you'd use this ability too often. It's definitely handy to have. But it's effectively the same as you punching with your strength boost, so Explosion when not in contact with an entity is substantially larger than when an entity is hit. So another little quirk to this ability is that if you miss an entity, if you hit just the ground without hitting an entity, the explosion will be far larger, causing a little more damage. But in turn, you take damage as well. Though, maybe it's useful when it comes to hitting mobs around that you slightly miss if the explosion hits the mobs and you don't take damage. I don't know, it's a very weird ability. It's there, I don't know how useful it is, considering how everything else's origin's really good. And then Hydrophobia. You take lots of damage from water over time, but rain doesn't affect you. 2 hearts per second of water exposure, but rain is not enough to damage you. It broke our block. You go into water, water hurts. Hydrophobia in a nutshell. 2 hearts per tick. Wowzers. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good.